Donald Trump made a striking claim in a recent Truth Social post, declaring that Venezuela must return our oil and our land, which he said were illegally taken from us. It's a bold statement, and one that collapses under even the most basic historical and legal scrutiny. First, US companies never owned Venezuela's oil. Under international law, oil in the ground belongs to the state. Foreign companies were granted contracts to extract, not ownership of the resource itself. This is the norm worldwide, from Norway to Mexico, and Venezuela is no exception. So how did US companies get there? For most of the 20th century, Venezuela's oil sector was shaped around foreign dominance, especially US and British firms. By the 1930s, foreign companies controlled nearly all oil production, while Venezuela remained deeply unequal and underdeveloped. Even during the oil boom, the wealth flowed outward to shareholders and multinationals, not to ordinary Venezuelans. In the 1990s, this imbalance deepened during the Apertura Petrolera, a liberalization period that welcomed foreign firms back with generous terms. These policies prioritized investor profits, not Venezuelan development. Nationalization was a response to that history. When Venezuela reclaimed control over its oil sector in 2007 under Hugo Chavez, the goal was simple. Oil revenues should benefit Venezuelans, not billionaires abroad. Oil income was redirected into massive social programs. Between 1999 and 2012, poverty fell from 49% to 25%. Extreme poverty dropped from 22% to 7%. Millions gained access to subsidized food, healthcare, and education. Venezuela became the most equal country in Latin America, with its Gini coefficient falling from 0.49 to 0.39. Literacy programs taught 1.5 million people to read. Public health care reached the poorest communities, and hunger declined sharply. This history is often erased, and many Western academics and policymakers prefer to blame Venezuela's collapse almost entirely on these massive social programs, while downplaying a crucial factor: sanctions. For years, Venezuela's economy rose and fell with oil prices, like many oil-exporting countries. When prices collapsed after 2014, Venezuela entered a deep recession, but so did others. Under normal conditions, a rebound in oil prices should have allowed recovery. That recovery never came because Venezuela was cut off from selling it normally. After 2017, US financial and oil sanctions blocked Venezuela's recovery, even as global oil prices rebounded. Oil production fell precisely when sanctions tightened, cutting off financing, trade, and exports. So when Trump says, "our oil," it reflects official US doctrine, where Latin America is treated as the US's backyard under the Trump corollary, aka the 21st century's Monroe Doctrine. And when Trump claims Venezuela stole US oil, we need to remember that Venezuela's oil was never an American possession. It was extracted by American companies under terms that left Venezuelans poor, unequal, and dependent.